Hello everyone, this is Bevan here, and Jill and I are currently doing the Fanie Botha hiking trail, which is a multi-day hike in the Sabi and Graskop area. We're actually on day 2 now. We're about to head out, but we thought this would be a great opportunity just to unload our bag and show you what we've packed. So if any of you guys are thinking of doing the same, you can maybe take a few tips from what we've done. So yeah, if we come over here, I'll just start off with this section here, which is probably the bulkiest of what we're carrying. Jill and I are obviously photographers, so this is important to us. First up, this big old heavy tripod. Normally when you're hiking, you really need to consider weight as a factor, but a good solid tripod is almost indispensable. So this, of all the things we're carrying, is probably the most needlessly heavy. But that's fine. I don't mind carrying extra, knowing I'm going to get good photos with that. So good tripod. Jill and I are both carrying cameras. Jill's sitting on the wide angle. This is just my old kit lens because my nice landscape lens is currently in the shop being fixed. But yeah, cameras are pretty self-explanatory. We like to shoot with flash, so we're carrying a speed light. We're also carrying triggers and some spare batteries for that. So that's our main sort of shooting setup. We're also carrying action cams, so there's our rain in its water housing, the spare battery, and then this little weird looking device is actually just a mouth mount. So you put your camera below and in it goes. That's quite cool for if you want hands-free, if you're just sort of shooting, like walking through the forest and scenes. Your head also acts as a bit of a gimbal, so if you like panning around in that, it's quite steady as well. And then lastly, this is our newest little toy that we've been playing around with. It's a Ryko 360 degree camera. Yeah, this takes 360 degree photos as well as video, and we've been playing around a lot with that. And then yeah, it's sneakily concealed in this glasses case. So yeah, that's our sort of camera setup. Pretty bulky, but if you're not shooting, then yeah, you can basically cut out most of that. And then as I said before, when you're hiking, or when we're hiking anyway, weight is a big deal. Keeping dry is a big deal as well. So you'll see everything that I'm going to show you here is pretty much stored in these Ziploc bags. And those are awesome. They're pretty much airtight, waterproof, everything. So that's great. This section here, headlamps, super important. These are very powerful ones as well, this one in particular. So if you are caught walking in the dark, or even just at the hut where we're overnighting, there's no electricity here, so headlamps are your only source of light. I've also got this little candle holder. The holder just belongs to the hut, but as you can see, there's a spent candle which we've tagged along as well. And then again, spare batteries for all that, stored in a Ziploc bag. Then this is just our personal toiletries. Obviously that's to taste and whatever it is you feel like cleaning yourself with. But the most important ones out of this are sun cream. If you don't pack sun cream on a multi-day hike, you're going to have the worst night of your life. I think, yeah, every night will be worse than the night before because, yeah, the sun gets pretty hot out here, especially when you're out of the forests and into the open sections. And another sort of misconception, if it's overcast, doesn't matter, you're still getting burnt. You've got to put that on. And then another really handy I don't even know what this is, like, is it an ointment, herbal balm, who knows, but Zambuk, this stuff is miracle matter. You can use it on insect bites, to like chap lips, all sorts. This stuff is amazing. And I also find it really good for getting rid of ticks. When you're hiking, that's almost inevitable that you're going to get a tick on you at some point. So if you just smear them with some Zambuk, they end up wriggling off, and then they're quite easy to sort of take down. First aid bag. On this hike, you've got to carry your own first aid stuff. So in here, it's just really, there's sort of medicines for common ailments like nausea or diarrhea or things like that you might sort of pick up while you're hiking. So that's really up to what you want to pack. But we also pack a triangle bandage for slinging up a broken arm, as well as these shock blankets. These are great. If you sort of caught out in the woods or something like that, these things keep you very, very warm. And then things for cuts and scratches and grazes and disinfectants and all those good things. So So you gotta pack your own, and you gotta make sure that it's light enough and small enough to fit inside your pack. All right, next up, no prizes for guessing why we bought that, but good toilet paper is always handy to have as well, again in a Ziploc bag. This is our clothing, all right, nicely packed up there as well and waterproof. Towel goes without saying. On this hike as well, there's a lot of opportunities to swim as well, so keep that accessible, because yeah, if it's a hot day, wow, getting into one of those pools is always tempting. Sunglasses, also goes without saying, get quite glary at you. And then up this section here, we're kind of moving to our kitchen area. So we travel with these very light cups and bowls and things like that. Cutlery, very, very minimal, easy to pack. We've got a very light pot, small one that's, whoops, still got water in it apparently. And yeah, we boil all our water in there on these little butane and propane kind of gas burners. These are very, very light and easy to pack. And if you get one of these heads, these are kind of just fold up heads that you just plonk straight on top of the burner like that, and then obviously you can put your pots and things on that. This is very handy because I mean that's essentially your cooking setup right there. I think if we were camping, you know, in tents and things like that, this would be super essential. Here you've got a few little facilities like where you can braai and whatnot, but no one's really going to hike with a grid in their back. So yeah, that's our cooking setup. And then matches, obviously for lighting that all up, and then our waterproof option in case that gets wet. We've got a lighter as well. So yeah, then we're obviously carrying some food, breads and cereals and couscouses and teas and things like that. Obviously got to keep sustained. We've had a few trail snacks which are gone already. That's probably my fault, but yeah, you want to carry that. Water, super essential on any hike. We just sort of carried in these plastic bottles, but these are also quite handy. So these backpacks that have got these bladders on the back, these are great because obviously you just off you go. So yeah, we use these little bags to carry a lot of our smaller stuff that we want accessible, like the headlamps and a few of the camera bits and pieces. So yeah, it's great. You don't have to stop, take things off, or like try and search for your water bottle. The water's basically right there. The other cool thing here is that all of the water here is pretty much fresh. It comes out of mountain streams and that, so you can fill these up anywhere. Imagine if you're hiking somewhere that was, say, lower down where the rivers didn't have drinking water, you'd have to pay a bit more attention to how much water you can bring. So yeah, obviously a book. There's no, as I was saying, no electricity out here, so little headlamp and a book. This one's seen better days. This one's Washing of the Spears. It's what Jill and I are reading now. There was more to it, but yeah, fortunately we read it before we lost the other half. Black plastic bags. These are super light, super handy for waterproofing things, including yourself. You can sort of cut out little ponchos out of this or carry an actual poncho, which is what we're carrying here as well. And then this is probably one of the most important safety features. It's your mobile phone. Jill and I both have one on us, and we keep them in these Ziploc bags. If one of us slips and falls, the track we walked yesterday was very, very slippery. If one of us slips and falls, gets into an inaccessible spot, we each want to have one of these. These are loaded with all the emergency contacts for the area. So yeah, as long as there's signal, we'll have an opportunity to call for help if we get into trouble, or I can hike to somewhere where there is reception and sort that out as well. So yeah, very, very important. When we hike with them off, obviously just to conserve battery. And if I get to this last little rung of the table, sleeping bags, that's a no-brainer. They come with us. And in this section over here, this is basically what we've been wearing when we hike. So the idea is, or for me, what I find is very handy, is walking in layers. So I've got a number of different things that I use. So these are very light wearing pants. These are excellent to hike in. They're also nice if you want to drop in for a swim at one of the pools. They get dry quickly. Yeah, they don't get in the way, they don't chafe you, all those kinds of things, which I hate when you go hiking. No one wants to deal with like a rash. Then these technical shirts are also quite cool, very, very airy and very light. So when you get out into the open, when the sun's on you, those are fantastic. And then I wear like a long sleeve. This is a nice sort of slightly thicker material. Keeps you warm, but you don't really overheat. Obviously when you hike, you generate quite a bit of heat as well. So I wear a layered long sleeve, and then this raincoat has been essential in the last leg anyway. So much rain and mist around here. And then I don't know if you want to come check here. These are the boots we've been hiking in. I think if you have bad hiking boots, you may as well go barefoot, to be honest. I'd rather be barefoot than wear bad hiking boots. And these have been fantastic. These are super comfortable. Obviously we wear some padded socks as well to make life easier on us. And another handy thing that I've only really started hiking in recently are these gaiters. These sort of just fit under your shoe and around, and your foot goes in there. And all they really do is stop little things like stones and seeds and sticks and leaves and that from getting into your shoes. That is so irritating to try and walk with that and deal with all of that. So these gaiters are very handy. Travel with a nice light cap. These are cool. And then a buff, in case you want to sort of keep the sun off your face or keep warm and things like that. So that's pretty much it, eh? Let us know what we've left out, if you think we have. Let me know what you guys hike with. But this has been pretty good for the Fanie Botha trail. So chat to you guys later.